Hi everyone, thank you for coming. You are such a great number. It's always a pleasure to meet as much people, to have as much people as in our demo day. So my name is Marie-Gabrielle. I'm the co-founder of Le Wagon Montreal, along with Antoine, who is also my brother. I'd like first to start to say a big thank you to La Gare, the collaborative space where we are located here at Le Wagon, where we spent the last 9 weeks and actually the last year. We are really happy and we feel really grateful to have Amine, to have Aline, Christian Belair, who support us from the beginning, so thank you very much to them. Also, I'd like to say a few words about Le Wagon for those who don't know who we are. So Le Wagon is a coding bootcamp. What we do in a coding bootcamp, actually, we bring technical skills to creative people, entrepreneurs, people who want to be able to build their own product, people who want to land their dream jobs in tech industry, to have these technical skills to be able to find great jobs in the tech industry. And originally from Paris, we grow quite fast the last 4 years. Actually, we are now in 28 cities around the world, in Lisbon, Paris, of course, Berlin, Barcelona, Rio de Janeiro, Tokyo, Shanghai, and Montreal is the first city in North America that have Le Wagon program. So we are really proud as Montrealer to have Le Wagon here. We have now more than 2,500 alumni around the world, and just today we have new 123 new alumni, and these guys with the red shirts are also our new alumni. We want to say a big bravo to them. We will. So, Le Wagon program is a 2-month, really intensive program. As we can see, we have really big things under our eyes. We are quite tired right now. So it's really intensive. That's why we call it a boot camp. You know, it's a military term. We teach not only the coding skills, actually. We also teach the soft skills. The soft skills you need to be a good developer, to be a good tech person in the industry. And all the skills you need to know actually to build a product as a team, to work in collaboration with a team effectively and efficiently, and build your own MVPs, the prototype that you're going to see tonight. So for the past 9 weeks, 5 days a week, every day, 10 hours a day, these amazing people you can see here have learned to code with us and are actually ready now to start a new life. They came from various parts of the world, from Quebec, of course, from the rest of Canada, but also from Brazil, from France, from the United States. So we have an international batch, and it's always the same. Also Denmark, I won't forget. So yeah, again, please give a huge round of applause to our amazing coders here. So tonight we are all here to see the result, the fruits of their hard work. They have built the last 10 days, 5 apps that they will showcase you tonight. So just to give you a little disclaimer for the people who are not developers in the room, I would like to specify that you cannot imagine the challenge it is to build what you're going to see in just 10 days. They spent these 10 days as a team. They went through all the steps to build a web product from scratch. So it means finding the idea, design it, prototype it, define the tech spec, code it, and host it online. You can see that actually all the apps are online. You can see them on your mobile phone right now, and share it to the world, of course. And finally, prepare the pitch you're going to see tonight. So it's a tremendous work they did, and we are always really impressed by this work, and I'm sure you're going to be really impressed too. So there were many details they have to put in places. All the apps you will see, it's real data on it, so it's a tremendous work they did. And a huge challenge, knowing that 9 weeks before, they didn't know how to code. So it's really incredible. So without further ado, I'd like to give a warm welcome to the first team. I'd like to welcome Yves, Damien, Thomas, and Jared. they've built a project called Project Grace, an app to manage charitable investment.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. So we were Project Grace, so thanks for coming. This is just a little disclaimer as well. This is a real project that we're working with some other people to try and hope and put into the world. The Project Grace is just the name we have right now, but it's called We Are Unicorn. So there's going to be lots of references to unicorns everywhere. But here we go. So hi, everyone. My name is Richard, and I run a huge foundation here in Montreal that is world-renowned in my neighborhood. And the issue I have is that I give a lot of money to a lot of different people. And it's very difficult for me to oversee where this money is going, to all the NGOs and all the investments. And so weirdly enough, one day I had a dream where Steve Jobs and I were fishing in our underwear. And he told me about this web app called We Are Unicorn that he uses himself to manage all his charitable donations. And so I decided to give it a try. And I must say I'm pretty happy with it. But we have a lot of things to do today, so let's get going. This morning, I actually received a call from Annie, and Annie manages the Children's Wish Foundation, and we decided to give her $500,000 for the kids to meet Chuck Norris. So we decided we're going to give her $250,000 today. There you go. And we're also going to give her the next $250,000, the next installment, in November, when she gives us the full report. And since I already gave her the money this morning, I can go ahead and unlock it. And so we can see now that I've unlocked the first installment, and we still have to wait 245 days for the next installment to come around. But the real pain that I have is that it's very difficult for me to oversee all the projects that I have. So here we can clearly see all the completed investment that I've had, the money that I've unlocked, and how much is forecasted for the rest of the year. I can also see the upcoming installments that I have. Unfortunately, Équiterre called me this morning, and they're not going to be able to deliver the project that they said they were. So we're going to have to cancel the collaboration. So we can see all the numbers have been updated. However, actually, we can also cancel that one. There we go. However, Avaz was ahead of the schedule, and they wanted to save the bees, and they gave me the report right now. So we can go ahead and unlock that report. And we can see now that everything has been updated. Oh, we have a question.
Yeah, Richie, a huge fan of your work here. I'm just wondering, what do you think your biggest investment was this year?
Oh, my biggest investment?
Yeah, the biggest one.
I actually don't know. I'm glad you asked. I feel like we can go to the investments page and sort by forecasted, or any other category for that matter, and we'll be able to see that actually my biggest investment is the one I chose this morning. It's for the Save the Children to meet Chuck Norris. And I can also see all my completed investments, whether or not I gave the money. But so since I didn't give the money to Équiterre this morning, I have also a budget that I can give, right? And I can see that in human rights, I only gave $500,000, but I gave right now $1.5 million to environmental causes. So I should probably go ahead and look for human rights projects, which is what I'm going to do. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much again. Amazing. Great job, guys. So the next project brings us to sports, actually. Tennis Mate will help you find your perfect tennis mate. And I'm calling Gina, Paul, and Asma.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. And later, we are going to introduce our app, Tennis Mate.
Hi, Gina. How are you?
Hello, Paul. I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing okay.
Your voice doesn't seem that okay. What happened?
Well, I moved to Montreal 2 months ago, and I'm a huge tennis player. But it's so hard for me to find a good tennis partner.
What happened?
Well, I sign up to go and play, and they don't show up, or, they're late, or they're just very lousy.
Well, it's actually pretty bad. I know the feelings. I was stood up by my tennis partner before. But you know, you met Asma, right?
Oh, absolutely.
She introduced me an amazing app called TennisMate. And where I can find tennis partners, I have been so crazy for that app. And I have found plenty of partners from that app. Let me show you. You see here, you can see 3 tennis courts. It's where I'm willing to travel to. I'm lazy, so it's just around my neighborhood. And those players are people who are willing to travel to the same courts.
And those stars below their name are?
Sorry?
The stars below their name?
Oh, stars. That are very important. Stars are those feedbacks from other players. Last time I tried someone with 3 stars. I didn't know that, and the guy let me wait it for 30 minutes. So
Can we see your matches?
Of course, let me show you. You see, I have an accepted matches. So that means Saturday morning, I'm going to play tennis with Victoria. Oh, okay, I got a request from Asma. Let me check Sunday morning. She seems pretty nice, right? So I think, and place is Tennis La Fontaine, perfect place for me. So I think I'm willing to give it a try.
So once it's confirmed, you just give her a text on her phone number there?
Yeah, we will, well, the app will show our information, like our phone number to each other. So quite easy, I just need to text her and to say what time exactly.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and also, you know, it's the big day today, demo. That means tomorrow, from tomorrow, I will be pretty flexible. So I would like to change my schedule. So basically, every evening, I will be available to play tennis. And in the case, I will have more invitation.
It's also spring next week, so it's going to be better weather.
I know, I think. Yeah, I know the winter, you know, we have been like, but now the weather is much nicer, and I think I can bike in Montreal. So I think I can travel further. Let me say maybe in 10 kilometers. And also I think my skill improved a little bit recently. I will say 4.5. So.
And how did you get that? What's that question mark next to the skill level?
This is for people that they don't know what their level is. And it's a guideline. You can see, like from the guideline, you can see which level suits you more.
Perfect. Let's see if we can find you a match.
Yeah. You see, in the beginning, there were only 3 tennis courts I was willing to travel to. But now, 10 kilometers. So plenty of courts I'm willing to travel to, and because of that, I have more players who are willing to travel to the common courts. Let me think. Charlie seems nice. 4 stars. Wow, exactly the same level as my level. I would like to make a request. I would like to invite him. And where do I want to go? Park Junman. Okay, and Sunday evening seems fine to me. So now...
Is the match confirmed yet, or?
Not yet, because I just made my request. So I will need him to reply to me, either accept or reject. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, you should definitely go for that. Try that.
I'll definitely be signing up, don't worry.
And you know, Paul, you know I'm using this app, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to invite me, you can invite me through that.
Perfect. I'll be playing tennis with you in no time.
Okay, have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, amazing job, guys. Bravo. Okay, so the next product is called Wine Life. So don't worry, we're going to have wine after the demo, so you will be able to. Sorry. So, oops. The next product, start again, is Characterize. Do we have any Dungeons and Dragons fans in the room? Oh, yeah, quite a bit. Woo! Well, then the next app is just for you guys. It's called Characterize, and the fantastical team behind it is Ayush, Zach, and Alice. Please welcome them.
Ayush, man, what's going on with you? We've just managed to convince our close personal friends Vin Diesel and Helen Mirren, who are also actually, incidentally, avid Dungeons & Dragons players like we are. We've managed to finally convince them to join our Dungeons & Dragons game, and I see no character for you.
I'm sorry,
where's your
man.
character at?
I'm sorry. I've been like busting my head for the last 30 minutes, and I can't think of another story. We played 5 campaigns this year, and I'm out of ideas.
Fair enough. 5 campaigns is enough to get anyone's creative juices a little exhausted. You're lucky that I'm such an experienced dungeon master that I know the exact resource to provide you. It's a nifty little app I know of called Characterize.
So this is how you've been coming up with your ideas for the last few campaigns?
I'm not gonna lie, it's my go-to, and if I'm in a pinch like we are right now, I just go ahead and generate a quick story.
Let's see. Zarkrag Vain Axe, spontaneous elf paladin from a notorious dungeon who always speaks at far too high a volume. I like this, but I want to see another one. Riswin Rumnahim.
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's pretty good. I want to see one more. Alulun Brushranger,
Also accurate.
a cute dragonborn ranger from Lady Murgle's Dance Academy who wears too much jewelry. You know what, Zach? This is something I like, but just by seeing these examples, I have something in mind already.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see that you're inspired, but we're a little pressed for time, so we'll tuck this away in my profile just in case we need it later. As you can see, we've got all my characters saved already. They're not going anywhere. But since you're inspired, let's go ahead and jump into the custom character.
Okay, so I can be anybody I want. Yeah, I want to be Flexmaster, and he's definitely a dwarf.
Sounds like a funky guy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a monk.
You're gonna need a background. I'm thinking a hermit would be appropriate.
Yeah, definitely for a monk.
What about your morality? What are you feeling like?
I'm feeling like a neutral evil today.
Okay, interesting choice. What about your personality? Let's back that up a bit.
I'm utterly serene, even in the face of disaster.
Okay, strong silent type, I like it. What about your ideal? What's your monkish philosophy?
Even a monk needs some power.
Okay, again, interesting choice for a monk, but let's go on to the bond. What's driving your actions in this world?
It's a little sad, but I think my character would have became like this because he loves somebody and he could not have.
Romantic, okay. What about your flaw? You can't be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, so a little dark side. I'm dark, bloodthirsty thoughts that my isolation and meditation failed to quell.
Okay, we're taking a sharp left here. Let's lighten this up with some random story generation here.
Oh wow, so I have all these boxes to select words and make my own backstory.
Yeah, you got tons of options, and I mean, I'm not an experienced developer or one of the geniuses behind this or anything. I can't speak to the magic going on behind the scenes, but you can see that, and in my experience with the app, you can see that all your options are actually generated based on your previous selection. So you're never really going to veer too far off the path of creativity here.
Okay, my backstory. Fleckmaster began to work with some infatuated mother. I like this, Zach, but honestly, I'm a little stuck again.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm not going to question or judge your story writing skills or anything, but I like to go to this option in a pinch.
From an active volcano who was raised by ghosts. Yeah, Zach, this is perfect for our story.
Sounds good. Well, let's store it.
Oh, wow.
And it's you can see it's in our profile here.
Oh, okay, there we are. What is that beer beside the character?
Actually, I was going to mention this because I was pretty impressed with your story. If you want, I mean, since this is my profile and all, we could actually share your character to the world.
Oh, you mean like Helen and Vin, they can share it to their friends and show everybody else?
Absolutely. You can show them off and see everyone else's, and if you really like it, you can buy them a pint.
Oh, amazing. Okay, Zach, looks like we have our character. We can go and start the campaign now.
Sounds good. Let's not keep Helen and Vin waiting.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Bravo, congratulations. So now, actually, I'm the one who's thirsty. So now we have. So the next product is called Wine Life. And let's welcome the team: Michael, Victor, Alex, and Claire.
Hi guys, my name is Michael, and I need wine like now. So, I have a date after this, and she said specifically, because she's from French, that she'd like a really good wine, and it's in about 15 minutes. So I didn't really prepare. So what should I do besides, get a better timing schedule going? I heard from my friend Alex here of a cool new app called Wine Life, which allows us to get a wine that's, in a pretty fast manner, that's in the nearest SAQ around here. So let's log in real quick. Let's make a wine, or find one. Cool. So which one do I want? Let's see. So I'd like a red wine, It always seems pretty fancy, a really romantic wine. See it in a bunch of romantic comedies. I think it'd be a nice wine to bring on a date. Okay. And then, I want to do a meat and poultry wine because, I'm a Texan and I like to show off my grilling skills, So I think we're going to do that one. And as for the price, so Montreal's more expensive than Texas, so I'm not exactly in a ballin' sort of like budget here range, so we're going to go with the cheapest one. I'm going to do find our wine here, and that's going to find the nearest wine and the nearest SAQ. And they're all going to be top-rated wines from the SAQ. So here we go, and it's the one at Dew Park, which I think I know where it is, but I'm not precisely sure. So I think we're going to try and find the directions here. That ain't bad. I could definitely walk there in about 5 minutes. So, it's pretty good. All right, let's find a wine. So, let's see. Let's try the first one. All right, so I got some good things here. It's from Chile. Heard good things about Chile wines, right? Got some information I can use. I'm talking about on my date, Yeah, and it's from Vivino. I heard good things about Vivino ratings. I heard it's called pretty manageable, pretty what's it called, reliable. And I kind of like this wine, but I want to be perfect for my date. I want to make sure I get the right one. So I think we're going to go back and look at more. Ooh, how about that one? R.H. Phillips. Heard good things about that wine. And it's from the U.S., right? So I know she's from France, but I want to try and prove that U.S. wines can compete with French wines. I can see from some people that it's a hard sell, but I'm going to try. I'm going to definitely try here. So I really like this wine. I'm going to like it. But again, I think I saw a better wine yesterday. It was a really good wine. I liked it. So tell you what, I think I saved that in my dashboard too. Ooh, it's got 3.6. And I thought it was an okay wine. Well, if Vivino and Wine Life say that this one got a 3.6 and that one got a 4.4, well, I think that's the wine to go with here. So I think I'm going to choose that one. So I think that's my wine. I'm going to head over to the nearest SAQ and get it because I don't like to keep my date waiting. Thanks, guys. Wish me luck.
Congratulations. This is an impressive job. I'm sure the SAQ would love that. Do we have any people working at the SAQ here in the room? Okay, at least but not last, I'd like to welcome the last team, Nicolas, Theo, and Olivier. They will present GameiFlex, the best app to find your next video game.
All right, thank you very much, guys, for coming. So my name is Nick, and I'll be presenting GameiFlex along with Theo and Olivier. But before we begin, I just want to ask the audience, just by show of hands, out of curiosity, how many of you guys have played a video game or have ever played one? Wow, that's awesome. So it's great. So it's nice to see that at least a few of you will be able to relate to what I'm about to say next. I myself, personally, I love playing video games. I play them I don't have as much time as I used to, but I try to keep up. But So it always persists because every time I play video games, I'm always spending countless hours playing video games. I do finish it, I love it, but then I'm always stuck with the exact same question. Which video game should I play next? It seems like a simple question, but for some people, it can be pretty difficult. I could do my current solutions out there would be, spend my time going to video game blogs, reading all the reviews, or watch some of my favorite gaming YouTubers to see their reviews. However, the problem with that is that takes a lot of time, and also they're not really personalized to my own tastes. So really, I just want a simple tool that I can use very quickly in a snap that gives me a video game suggestion based on my personal preferences. And that's where GameiFlex comes in. So as you can see on the homepage, you can see all the top rated games, as well as the top trending games, as you can see in the games being viewed. However, I'm only here for one purpose, and that is to find my next game. So I can click on Get Started. And since I already so I've gone ahead and created my own profile. But because I'm a completely new user, GameiFlex doesn't know what games I like. So I have to tell it. So as seen here, it looks like a lot like Netflix, where you ask Netflix, when Netflix asks you what kind of movies you like. Same concept applies here. So from these video games, I can say that I for sure love Half-Life 2, which was one of my favorite video games. I absolutely have fond memories of Halo 3. I also have, since I was little, one of my greatest memories was playing Super Smash Bros. With some of my friends. The Last of Us, replayed it recently, thought it was a little bit overrated. And I'm currently playing Overwatch right now, which I absolutely love. All right, so it's great. So GameiFlex knows that I've selected these games. GameiFlex is smart enough to take these games, render through its entire database of over 500,000 games, and in that process, it's cross-referencing, analyzing, as based on also other users who are using GameiFlex, and through that process, it's returning a suggestion. So it doesn't take very long for the algorithm to sort through, and from this, it's recommended me that I play BioShock. So it looks pretty interesting, but if I want to learn more about this game, I can always click on See More. And GameiFlex just gives me a very nice, clean page about the game. And unlike most game review sites, this gives me all the important details without the fluff of the game I need to know about a game. Just what's about, what category is it in, and also what console is available on. Another neat feature about GameiFlex is that you can always tell GameiFlex what other games you like. And because GameiFlex is a smart algorithm, it'll take, for every game you like and dislike, the GameiFlex will take this into account and generate a more personalized game suggestion for you. So let's say, for example, I wanted to add Call of Duty, specifically Modern Warfare 2, because that's my favorite out of all the Call of Duty games. And so, although it's telling me that there's a very high likelihood I'll enjoy this game, which is pretty normal, because from the first suggestion, it took into account all the games that I liked, and it processed this result. But because I like this game, I already played it, I liked it, I can always click on tell GameiFlex I like this game, and then from there I can click on my next game, and GameiFlex will be able to give me a more personalized, tailor-made suggestion. And again, it's going through the process of sorting through the entire database of thousands of games. And now it suggested that I play Batman Arkham Knight. Now, and even just looking at the first few lines without thinking, I'm already pretty impressed with what GameiFlex has to offer. I'm pretty confident in the suggestion because compared to the first suggestion, GameiFlex is telling me that I'll have a much higher chance of enjoying this game. So in conclusion, this is the power of GameiFlex. It's not just a suggestion, but more a personalized prediction based on my gaming tastes. And for all the video gamers here, I highly recommend giving GameiFlex a try. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Amazing job. Super well done, guys. Congratulations, everyone. So this is it? Actually, can't believe it's already over. It went super fast. We are all exhausted. You've attended every day. You worked so hard every day. And you can see now that it really pays off, actually. Hard work really pays off. You did a huge accomplishment. So again, they all deserve a big round of applause, please. And now I would like to welcome LP Maurice, co-founder of Lagar and Credo. LP is also the CEO of BuzzBud. You might probably know BuzzBud, one of the really successful startups in Montreal. Thank you, LP, for being here. Merci. LP generously accepted to come to our demo again. Yes. Thank you, LP, to give the certificate to our students.
Cool. Thank you. So super happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Marie-Gabrielle. I hope that you invite me every cohort, and you do, so thank you. And I'm really happy that that you guys are all kind of graduating, so congrats on that. Really awesome. In a way, I sort of are a bit jealous. I wish I was you right now. I wish I had those skills. I'm not technical, but every cohort, you basically invite me to say a couple inspirational words. Usually I go on a long speech and say a lot of Steve Jobs quotes, but this time I had another idea. So I actually was sitting about an hour ago with about 10 of our developers just having a beer, because every Friday at 5 to 7 we crack open beers, and I basically just interviewed them, and I said, like, if you have one piece of advice for someone who's just graduating for bootcamp, like, what would that piece of advice be? And I actually just wrote everything that they said. So I'll just read. They had about 10 pieces of advice, so if you don't mind, I'll just read what they said. And I literally had no filter. I literally wrote what they said. So there might be some swear words. The first one. So the first one is don't fuck up. Don't fuck up. That was literally the first one. I was like, do you have any inspirational advice for a young developer, a young person? Don't fuck up. The second one was don't be afraid to try and fail. Third one was stay curious, meaning kind of keep reading, keep honing your skill, keep like figuring out what the new technologies are and learning about them. The fourth one was in French was ne pas se sentir comme un imposteur, which is basically some of our devs on our team have been developing for 10, 15, 20 years, and they still sometimes feel like they're just learning something for the first time. So not feel like an imposter after a certain amount of time, or if you're just starting out. And don't feel like you sort of don't belong. You do belong. You can just learn something pretty fast if you just put your mind to it. So that was number 4. Number 5 was fuck up as fast and often as possible, which I feel is contradictory to the don't fuck up one, but I just wrote it. Don't shoot the messenger. The second one is don't sit near the window. So supposedly there's some glare that comes in, so you don't want to like have that on your screen, so you want to sit in a nice sort of darker corner. That was one of the pieces of wisdom. The other one was AI matters and you should care about it. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You were in the best business at the best possible time. So I think he's referring to the fact that you guys like now have these special skills that everyone will want to essentially bring you on your team and leverage all these skills. So you're in a nice position. Plus you can make some decent money, right? Stock options are worthless. Don't get screwed. And then he said, especially if you're a young developer. So I think what he's saying is like, don't work for free at the beginning. So you have these great skills, use them, and basically charge a decent, sort of ask for a decent salary for it. Don't do work for free forever. Eventually, I can tell you that stock options aren't worthless. That's my own opinion. But at the beginning, I think that his point was just to kind of make sure that you're getting paid for the work you're doing. You will have the time of your life. This is a nice one. Then another one which is pretty practical, you are not your user. Listen and empathize with them. So a lot of times you're essentially solving your own problems and you're like, I'm the user, I'm the person, I'll do this because I think. Listen to other people and what they think. That's a hard skill, but it's worth it. The other one I can't really comment on a lot, but it says don't scale a transactional tech startup with MongoDB. So that was the number one piece of life advice. I probably suffered a lot just learning that. The next one was sort of like later in life, so not immediately as you're graduating, but in the next couple of years. Just don't forget to help others around you. So essentially, as you're learning stuff, share it, be a teacher and a student at the same time, and help other people sort of evolve and grow as well. There's a couple more. This is sort of very philosophical or something. Technology is a vast landscape. Pick someone and get better and go change the world. So essentially, I think what he said was, there's so many things, and you always have this sort of fear of missing out of like, I should be working in a blockchain startup, or I should be working in this AI startup, or just do one thing and just actually commit to it and then get better. And just same thing applies for like technology stacks or technology frameworks or types of startups or whatever, but just don't try to do everything at once. I think that was sort of the sense of this message. The other one was go solve a problem that matters to you. So try to be passionate about what you're working on. Don't just find the highest paying job at a bank. So actually try to do something interesting that you care about, because eventually you'll just get better faster than everyone else. Two more, have a side project. So I think this is a pretty cool one. So even if you're sort of working on project A, you can do something on the side and just keep get better and better and stuff. And the last one, which is sort of a weird one to finish on, is never do anything else. So that was it. So those were the sort of advice of a couple of our developers after a couple of beers. By the way, these are developers from BusBud. A lot of them have worked at companies like Amazon, Google, et cetera, Expedia, and others. So most of them have worked for like 10, 15 years at other companies, but some of them are also new, and sort of we're sort of listening in and sharing advice. So it's sort of a mix of sort of hodgepodge of advice after like 2 or 3 beers. So keep that in mind when you're sort of applying this life advice to your own life. For those of you who don't know, BusBud is right next door at 5425 on the 9th floor. So currently we have about 40 people. By the end of the year, we'll be probably 60 or 70 people. Our product is like Expedia for buses, for inner city buses. So I had this idea originally when I was traveling in South America. I wasn't expecting to do this with my life. I just sort of fell in love with this problem. And today we have about 3 million users per month using the product. We've raised about 25 million. I had the chance to give a talk with you a few weeks back here. A couple of you were here to listen to it. So essentially it's really cool to sort of build something and just see people use it, and just see all sorts of different people use it. So in our case in particular, we have like nomads and backpacks and old folks and children and all sorts of different people using the product and giving us feedback. So we try to make our product better every day, and it's really, really fun just to kind of make something, and then people are using it, and you're like, whoa, like I made a little bit of a dent in the universe. And that's pretty much what I hope that all you guys are going to do. Go find something you're passionate about, start building on it. It takes time. Like it won't be like an overnight success. It might take, like we're on year 6 now, or year 6 going on 7, and I feel like we're just getting started to actually do what we wanted to do. So you have to be patient a little bit, but hopefully you find something cool, something you're passionate about, and make your own little dent in the universe. So with that, I wish you all the best, and congratulations again. All right, this is the part where I read your name with a funny, try to funny voice. Ayush Patel. Yes. Alice Sater. Alexander Lamholt. Asma Laribi. All right, Claire Dupont. And finally, before the other one, the other ones. Okay, I got too excited about that one. Damien Guillot. Next up, we have Gina Coe. Jared Will. Come on down, Michael Brady. fond. Congrats. Olivier Ricini. Bravo. Oh boy. Paul Skwarek. Congrats. Thank you. Théophile Avoine. Thomas Dion. All right, Victor Bianchi. Yves Sagnière. Woo! So, sorry, you have a big fan club here. This is pretty exciting. Okay, you have a fan club of one, but she screams very loud. Last one, Zachary Huffley. Bravo.
Okay, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup, LP. Thank you. Remember the 10 advices. So before going to drink and eat, we have a really good buffet made by Ben et Alex. Thank you, Ben et Alex. With the bar, you can use your tickets to go and drink wines, soft drinks, beers. So first, finally, I would like to thank all our fabulous teachers and teacher assistants who share their knowledge with passion and have played, of course, a major role in supporting the students to learn. Throughout the 9 weeks, they have been just phenomenal. I'd like to thank a big thank you, a big congratulations to Martin, our lead teacher. Congrats, Martin. You did a tremendous job leading the batch this time, the bootcamp, and you did that along with Margot, Antoine, Victor. Some of them are here actually, so you can give them some applause. Boris, Mélanie, Eden, Nick, Sarah, Stéphanie et Adrien. Thank you so much. Thank you also again at La Gare. Merci Aline pour toute ton aide. Et now let's celebrate and let's network all together.